John?
All right, Sonia, thank you. So obviously some rainwater in the forecast, and today we're talking about rainwater intrusion. You know, water leaking into a vehicle should be alarming. If you see water on the floorboard of your car, it can definitely do some damage. Cliff Hudson from Hudson's Import Service joins us right now with much more. Cliff, you brought something along to demonstrate just what happens when that water gets into your car. Never a good thing, especially, you know, every time we have a hard rain here in Charleston, you see it every time. People flood their cars.
Did she have to say more rain?
I apologize for that, yes.
Right, we're like 12-inch surplus right now.
A lot of rain.
Okay. News flash for Charleston, South Carolina. The downtown floods, okay?
True.
High tide, monsoon rain. If you're driving in the downtown or crosstown areas, danger, warning, danger.
What happens when some of that rainwater gets in your car?
You know, here's what typically happens. The car gets wet inside, and also it can get wet from driving through water. It can get wet from a sunroof drain that's clogged up and poured in. It can get wet from an AC drain. Even under the hood, there's an area we call the plenum where the air intake for the heating and AC is. Those drains can stop up and flood the car. But still, the end result is water's in the car. Okay? Now, a couple things. First of all, I brought a section of carpet today. We're going to show what this is. People typically, this is what you see. People say, oh my gosh, this has gotten wet. So we run somewhere, we get it wet vac dried, or maybe even we'll take it to a carpet guy and he wet vac dries it. We think, okay, all is well. 2 or 3 weeks later, and I'm gonna need that camera shot back one more time. 2 or 3 weeks later, we notice this funny odor in the car.
Yeah, it kind of smells.
That's because right here, as you see, we've got this encapsulated foam insulation. This is actually sound deadening material. If I were to squeeze this right now, water's gonna come out. This is a section of carpet out of a car that we stripped. Keyword stripped.
You just took it out.
Keyword stripped.
Today or yesterday.
The carpets in their entirety have to be removed.
Oh, wow.
This has to be treated, if treatable, because this foam will often absorb this water and it's almost impossible to get out. We stripped one today, literally. I don't know if we can see it at home, but this black table right here, we flipped this carpet open, and this section right here was the color of this from mold.
That's gross.
Yes, and that carpet will have to be discarded.
Now, the good thing about this, you told me that comprehensive insurance can actually, if this does happen to you, it'll cover it.
If you have comprehensive insurance on your policy, more than likely this is covered. Now, insurance is interesting. Insurance does not cover the cause of the water intrusion. For instance, if your drain goes bad, or we even have situations where people have left their sunroof and their windows open accidentally.
Sure.
Insurance does not cover the cause, but they will cover the effect. If you have proper comprehensive insurance, you have to go to your agent, of course, and report it as a claim. But the key is, if your car gets wet, it's just not as simple as wet, dry vacuuming. And guess what else? The manufacturers are running out of places to put electronic control units. So guess where
so many things in cars
So
these days.
guess where some of them are?
I would have to say underneath that carpet on the floorboard.
Underneath this piece of carpet right here. It is not uncommon. Look at the water we're collecting.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon to find electronic control units actually buried in the car. Now,
Right there already.
Yep. Now, automotive voltage is primarily all DC, direct current. It's not AC like you have in your wall at home. So, that's not a situation where you're going to get wet and instantly notice computer issues. Here's what happens. Water causes corrosion, so 3 or 4 weeks later, as this water has sat in this computer and started corroding all the electronic circuits, the computer now malfunctions. Whatever the computer is controlling, that system is going to fail, and when we pop the computer open, it's toast.
Nothing there.
It looks like somebody took it off the Titanic.
Wow.
It is toast.
And that can be, you know, your radio, but it can also be your AC, your brakes, your power steering,
Right.
something like that.
We have computers in the floor that control transmission shifting. We have computers in the car in the floor that control the sunroof, the power windows, the alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're running out of places to put them. They got to go somewhere.
Cliff, if this happens, if you get into your car and you find this much water in the driver's side seat, what do you want to do right away?
First thing, primarily, get in touch with your automotive professional, the person you trust, report this. Let them take it to the insurance company. Of course, you have to report the claim.
Sure.
But the insurance appraiser is going to come out. He's going to look at your car. The insurance appraiser in the shop are going to decide what a proper repair is going to be. But yes, do not ignore it. Time is of the essence. Excuse me. We have one right now. It got wet, and they said, oh, you know what? We think it's dry. 3 weeks later, this is the one we flipped over this morning, and everything is black.
Just mold.
Yeah, so the actual cost of the claim is increased as a result of this, and the inconvenience to the customer is increased also.
Well, there you go. If you do have problems, you can go check out this guy for whatever you need with your car. He is on Johnny Dodds Boulevard right here in Mount Pleasant. The website, phone number on your screen right there. Cliff, thank you so much for the tips. We do appreciate that.
Enjoyed it.
I hope everybody stays dry, and when in doubt, just don't drive through the flood, right?
Exactly. If you can avoid driving in a flood, or through a puddle, dodge the puddle.
Makes sense to me. Right now, we're going to send things over to Tessa.